Peace, shalom to all my Hebrew family out there and anyone that's listening to this video. And I want to make a video today just to talk to you and holler at you on this Sunday and just give you some words of wisdom on what's been pondering on my mind, the mind of just a young person, a young 23-year-old out here just really trying to, find purpose and really trying to, make a difference and, do things that are going to have some purpose out here. So what's been pondering on my mind is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 3, and why it's been pondering on my mind so much is because Ecclesiastes is one of my favorite books of the Bible. I know a lot of people don't like to come from the Bible or whatnot, but I'm a person that finds great wisdom and great understanding from the Bible, especially the Old Testament, especially from one of my favorite books, Ecclesiastes. And the reason why is because, it was written by the son of King David, Solomon, Shlomo, in Hebrew, and he pretty much wrote this book, I'm thinking, from at the end of his life, after he pretty much experienced everything, because he was known to be one of the most wisest kings on earth, the most wisest person on earth, and the most wealthiest. And the reason why is because he asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for none of the money. He asked for wisdom. And I'm going to show you some wisdom that he said in verse 3. And it reads, "What profit does man have for all his labor which he toils beneath the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth endures forever." Now think about that question. He asks, what do you profit? What profit does a man have for all his labor which he toils beneath the sun? And that word profit is used in business all the time. What is profit? Profit is something after all expenses are paid, it's what's left over. And that brings me to the word profit in the Hebrew. The word profit in the Hebrew is yitzron, and it's the root word of it is yatar, the yod, the tau, and the resh. And when I look at that word, I looked up in a dictionary, and it means to remain, to be left over, and that kind of correlates with the English definition of profit that we use in business. Profit is what's left over, after everything is paid. So when you look at that and that question that it asks, what profit does a man have for all his labor which he toils beneath the sun? You have to ask yourself, what you're doing through your 6 days of labor, is it profiting you anything? What purpose is it? Is this something that you're going to be able to pass down to the next generation? Are you doing it just because of the money? I hope that you're not, because if you are, it's really not profiting you anything. If you're just doing something for the money, it's going to leave you stressed, unhappy, unfulfilling. You're doing it because, you're doing it, you have no purpose. You got to do stuff, for a true purpose. Whatever the Most High has called you to do, you have to do. You have to, follow your passion, follow what He's called you to do. Find your niche, find your strengths, and play towards that. Then those 6 days of doing your labor and all your work will really profit you something. There will be something left over, because why? You're not just doing it for the money. This is something that can build a nation. This is something that will be able to be passed down to generation. Example, for myself, I love, to learn and to do, growing food. I love that. That's something that I took to, and I love it. That's a skill and that's work and labor that I will be able to pass down, and I profit from that. How? Because I'm learning how to feed myself. I'm learning how to sustain myself. That's something that I'll be able to pass down to the next generation. That's priceless. That's what will be left of. That's how I'm profiting from that. You may not have the greatest amount of money from just doing that now, but you're getting a lot more better than money. You're getting food. You're getting great food. You're getting a skill that, like I said, you could pass down for generations. So what I want to say to you is just that find your passion. Do something that's going to profit you something. Because He asks you, what profit does a man have for all his labor which he toils beneath the sun? You don't profit nothing if you're just going to work every day and you're just doing it just for the money. If you're just finding a job you're just doing it for these low paying jobs, and you're just doing it just to do it. Now, I'm not saying that don't do these jobs, because in the society that we're in, we need money. That's the reality of the matter. We need money, and since we need that, a lot of times we have to do a lot of times we do things, to just make the money. But what I've learned is if you just go after your passion, that stuff will attract to you. The Most High will make sure you are taken care of and all your needs are taken care of. You know, I was having a conversation with my brother Asa from the local lands and eat. And he was just, he was giving me great wisdom even on that verse, because I was saying to him, that's what the verse has been on my mind. And he was even just confirming that, like, in this rat race that we find ourselves in, like, this rat race, it goes nowhere. Each week we go to work and we, go to work to make this money. And at the end of the week, we find our check and we give our check to someone else. It's not enough. That lets you know that your work is not profiting nothing. That's what that's letting me know, that we out here in this rat race every day striving to make a check, and it's not going nowhere. It's really not going nowhere. That's why we really have to be doing what my brother Asa and Local Lands and Eat are doing. They really out there really making their work really count, man. They the real deal, man. They really out there producing the food and living the lifestyle that is talked about in the scriptures, because a lot of us that are in Babylon right now, all of us are in Babylon, but are really in the midst of it, in the system, in the rat race. We really can't even serve the Most High truly and really get the essence of this law and really live it, because a lot of these laws are agricultural laws, and a lot of our holy days are agricultural holy days. We can't even get the full essence of them until we detach from this system and really make our work count, because right now our work is not counting and it's not profiting us nothing. Right now we're going through the same routine each week. I know a lot of Israelites, we just work every day. We go to Shabbat, come back home and do the same thing, that same routine each week. Me and my brothers discuss it all the time. I've been seeing it. I'm only 23, but I've been in this way of life for 10 years, and I've been seeing it. It's just like church, man. We do this. Go through the same routine every week, and then we come back and go to Shabbat, get pumped up, and then go back to our same thing each week, man. We got to make a change, man, and it really going to start with ourselves, man. Find your passion, find that niche, find that skill that's going to help us so that you can do things for yourself. Produce for yourself, man. That's what Ruach Ecad we all about. Producing for yourself on all levels. Produce for yourself, man. Grow the food and find your skill so you can produce for yourself. You can go the entrepreneur route so you can produce your own income. I got a book out. I just want to shout out to the book that we got out, Ruach Ecad, a practical guide on how to tend to your garden and your mind throughout the seasons of life. I encourage you to get that book. That book will, after watching this video, if you feel, energy in you or just a passion in you just to really do what you want to do and to really just follow your passion, read that book. That book, I wrote it because in my journey, I started with personal development. And also I know that everybody needs to grow their own food. So I kind of combine the two, growing the food and personal development together. By you doing that, I take the concepts and I mend them together, and I make it easy for you to learn. I make wise to simple, So I encourage you to read the book, get the book, purchase it. It's only $5, $5. Inbox me and I'll give you the coupon code to get 50% off. Even if you don't even inbox me, you can still share it before you buy it and get 30% off. So I'm pretty much giving this book away for a few dollars. Please support Ruach Ecad and get the book. We make it for the people. We want to provide value for the people. So that's all I wanted to say. Make sure that you grind this week. Grind hard. 6 days, do your labor. Do all your work. Grind. Grind, grind, grind. And then on the 7th day, rest. Reflect and rest. Peace and shalom.